TANA and Brooke have taken their canceled podcast on the road, and shockingly, up until now, things have been pretty smooth for them. But this week, an unexpected turn of events at a show had TANA running off stage and someone getting dragged out by security. Honestly, such a scary situation and very weird to see how many edits are being posted of this happening with random songs playing in the background. Like, it's a silly, goofy thing that happened or something, when if you think about it, this is pretty serious. Well, we're going to talk about this and also the iconic moment that Brooke managed to pull off on stage prior to all of this as a little FU to her favorite person, Matt Rife, who I just know hated every single bit of content he saw from when this all went down recently. Or, maybe he didn't see it all because apparently he has these girls blocked, or at least he has Brooke blocked because he cannot face the reality that he did them wrong in any way and clearly didn't want the confrontation. But anyway, Brooke managed to pull off a pretty iconic moment this week. Now, before we get into anything, I want to let you guys know that today's video is sponsored by Bright Cellars. I'm all for a good wine. I love trying all different kinds as well, and Bright Cellars is the perfect way to branch out while finding things that are catered to your taste. On their website, you can take a quick and simple 7-question quiz that will personalize which wine fits best with what you like. I'm a big white wine gal, so I ordered all white, but you can choose what you like if you want to mix and match, if you want all red. Each box does come with wine cards for each bottle that outlines tasting notes, suggested pairings, best serving temperature, and where they came from, which is honestly so nice because I never know what wine is supposed to go with what food. Ordering from Bright Cellars could also be a fun little activity. You could order a box and host a little wine tasting with your friends, or you could have it all to yourself, give it as a gift. There's endless reasons to try it out. And if you don't happen to like a wine that they sent, they will send you a replacement bottle in your next box. And thanks to Bright Cellars, you guys can get your first 6-bottle subscription box, which is usually $150 for just $55. If you click the link in the description or scan the QR code that is on the screen, it will take you to the quiz so you can get started today. Once again, link in the description or use the QR code on the screen. Be sure to check it out, and thank you to Bright Cellars for sponsoring today's video. Let's get into the news. Now, to get into what's been going on with TANA and Brooke, let me just say that the security guards at their recent tour are probably in some big trouble after the recent scary situation that went down the other night as someone literally rushed the stage during the show.
We're still working on our transitions, okay?
Huh? What? Oh, this is a girl, this is a girl.
There's something truly so scary and eerie about it as she walked up super calm and you're just left wondering what her plan was. Truly, what was she trying to do? It's the scariest part to think about. But she was quickly escorted out by security and the crowd was reacting to the whole situation.
Her vision, but I didn't like her execution.
Brooke ended up commenting on a few TikToks some had shared of the incident, laughing it off that people had posted what happened with random songs playing behind it. She said in one comment, "Something is so funny about putting Central C over a video of us getting attacked, ha ha ha." Another comment she left was wondering the same thing as everyone else, as she wrote, "What was she about to do?" Someone did try and give some context to what happened by saying the girl might have just been drunk, but they wrote, "This quote-unquote drunk girl tumbled her way onto stage, not sure for what, because she didn't say anything to them, but she got super close to Brooke, but then security got her down." I saw a couple other people say that this woman was just drunk when she was going on the stage and that she had skipped her way down the aisle. I don't know how the security let her get up there, if they just weren't watching the crowd or what, but this was something that happened at the show. Aside from the security mishap situation, the tour seemed to go rather well for the girls. That is, minus this time that TANA got hit with something on stage, which I don't know why this has happened so many times recently, where people are on stage, whether it's an artist or anyone, and they get hit with something. BB Rexha got hit at a show last year and literally had a black eye as a result. Her opener, Ava Max, was also slapped in the face by someone who snuck up on stage. Harry Styles was also hit with something while on stage. Someone was saying he got Skittles thrown in his eye. I mean, the poor thing. Kelsey Ballerini was also hit with a bracelet on one of her shows last year. Super scary. Like, they barely let people bring things to shows anymore. You can't even really have a bag. So people really got to chill out. Otherwise, we won't even be able to bring cell phones to shows anymore. Like, I swear this is going to ruin things for everyone. But going back to the tour, Brooke managed to pull off bringing on stage the girls Matt Rife was talking to at the same time he was talking to her when they were hanging out.
These are the founding fathers. These are the original girls. They are everything. I'm so sorry. I have made a TikTok about this, and I need to finish my TikTok. Special shout out to Harley. She started this whole thing, and we love her.
It was such an iconic moment for her to pull this off, and definitely a super petty thing for Matt Rife to see. And good, because he deserves it. This is what happens when you talk to multiple women at the same time and they all find out about it. A little karma, if you will. But back in December, Brooke exposed Matt after she saw a TikTok of someone who posted photos with Matt Rife and said in the caption, "Tell your group chat I said hi." The girl who posted the photos ended up commenting and saying that these were taken at the beginning of the year because everyone was like, wait, I thought Matt had a girlfriend. And she was like, yeah, this was before he had a girlfriend. And Brooke saw this TikTok and she was like, well, wait a minute. The beginning of the year was when I was seeing Matt. So what's the timeline here? Because he got a girlfriend right after he started seeing me. There was no way that he could have seen someone else in between me and her. So there must have been some overlap. And overlap there was. It turns out Matt had been seeing several girls at the same time, and they all slowly found out about each other, created a group chat to get a real timeline of when he was seeing all of them, and Brooke was finally getting filled in on everything. She talked about it on Canceled, really explained it all for everybody.
Immediately, she puts me into a group chat. You never want to be in a group chat with beautiful, strange women, okay? When I tell you, Tana, you want to talk about women in STEM? There were timelines, there were Venn diagrams, we were comparing notes. For a man who doesn't have time, this man had the most time. I'm like, oh my God, like, oh my God, because I'm not kidding. For all of this time, I would see his billboard on Sunset and be like, I was literally like his biggest supporter, and I've been waving a Matt Rife apologist flag for like all this time, like thinking like, oh, he was so good to me, like what the
and he never was. He got a girlfriend right after. He lied a lot.
Matt looked so bad, not just because he was seeing multiple girls at the same time, but also because he told Brooke that, she can't be with anybody else. He didn't even want her to hang out with her friends who were guys. He said just all this stuff to make her feel like they were exclusive when really he was not exclusive to anyone. It was just crazy, but Brooke managed to get the entire group chat together for the tour, flying out all the girls, and made it such a big moment. The best part of it was that this all occurred in DC, which Brooke had talked about how when she was with Matt, she had flown out to DC while he was on tour. They talked about wanting to move to DC and being together there. He loved it so much. She referred to him as like the DC guy. And so for all of this to be happening in DC was just the cherry on top. And Tana was living for the level of pettiness, and so was the rest of the crowd that night.
Y'all already know I love Brooke Schofield, but I fear she has done her big one. I'm in the green room right now because we have a show tonight in Washington, D.C. And if y'all ever kept up with the Matt Rife lore, you know everything went down in D.C., okay? Brooke has flown out every single one of the girls that were dating him at the same time as her and is bringing them out on stage. Hold.
Ethan Klein even talked about it, feeling like this whole thing was quite iconic of Brooke to pull off, praising her for the whole entire planning of this whole little Matt Rife FU moment.
I want to give a shout out to Brooke, a friend of the show. Brooke and Tana have a podcast, Canceled podcast. We love Tana and her co-host Brooke. did something super funny that I actually had
Schofield
to
invited all of
big
Matt
up.
Rife.
So during their show in Washington, D.C., which I guess is where Matt's from, she brought on every girl he was dating. I wanted to give some special recognition to the ladies there. Good job.
Yas, we love the canceled pod.
Very funny.
Brooke had defended Matt Rife so many times up until finding out that he was sneaking around behind her back with not one, but obviously several women when she thought they were exclusive. So this was certainly the perfect little way for her to get some revenge on him, even though from everything that's happened with this in his comedy special, he sort of dug himself a hole of his own, as a lot of his fans have felt disappointed by him in recent times. But the girls are showing that they certainly didn't need him, that's for sure. But that is what has been going down on this tour, from the disastrous moments to the pettiest. Let me know if you guys have been paying attention to these two going across the country and what you think about all of this. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye, guys.